too much for Liam Smith, but it will be very competitive. Like he's gonna have to go through it and gonna have to go through the ringer.
Yeah.
Dapper, what do you think?
I echo most of Sam's sentiments and yours, Naeem, as well. I think it's going to be a closer fight than people think. But I think if Eubanks tank doesn't waver, falter, I think he does get a points decision because Liam Smith he relies a lot on like the opponent getting tired and countering you. He has this like high guard and he walks you down with it. And I think Eubank is athletic enough to do enough damage and get around that for enough rounds to steal it. I think Liam Smith will win rounds. I think both men will win rounds. But I think Eubank will be more flashy. I think he'll do more things to win the judges. And I think it would either go a split decision or a unanimous decision. I think it goes to points. Eubank. That's how I envision the fight going. I think a couple rounds will be cagey. Eubank will pour it on. Eubank will try and walk him down. He needs Eubank to get tired. He needs that. That's probably what his game plan is. He needs him to get tired and make mistakes and make mistakes in the ring and capitalize on it as well. But if they're prepared for that, if Eubank is prepared properly, I think he should be fine. But I still think it's a close fight.
I think as well, you've got to think about what style Eubank brings, because this like B-Tech Roy Jones Jr. style thing that he does is so jarring. He's like terrible.
Like, I like it, man.
No, he's ineffective. Like I feel like I like it when he's more holding back.
So you see when he fought Liam Williams, yeah, and he had that really fast start, and didn't he drop him like 3 times in like the first 3 rounds?
That was him though. That was more like him. Then in the middle of it, he started doing this like
okay,
hands low, hands down.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah. See, when the Liam Williams fight happened, right? I felt like people kind of discredited the performance because he didn't get the stoppage. But I was trying to I really enjoyed that performance. I thought he was really good. I thought he won the fight convincingly. Yeah, he didn't get the stoppage, but I enjoyed the performance, man. I really liked it. And I took things from that fight that I thought, yeah, do you know what? Chris can actually be a force to be reckoned with because he's got the athleticism. He's busy. He can be busy. I know he did take he started to go a bit weird in that fight, right? From after he got all those knockdowns, he started to, maybe it's a bit of complacency.
Yeah.
Maybe he thought like the fight, because he kept knocking Liam Williams down with the same kind of shot, right? It was that counter and just kept putting him down. And maybe he got a bit complacent and thought this fight is too easy. You know, I don't have to exert too much energy to win this fight. I think if he does the same sort of style in this fight, I think he's going to win pretty comfortably. But that's just my opinion, man. I think he's got the physical size on him as well, which
for sure.
For me is going to make quite a big difference in there.
It's mad because on the internet, on Twitter, because I'm looking through it all, and so many people are picking Liam Smith. Like they're saying his ring craft's gonna upset him. He's the better technical fighter. Chris Eubank Jr. Picked off more than he can chew. So
they probably say that against every Eubank fight. To be honest, I don't think Eubank is particularly well liked. Maybe his popularity has gone up since the whole Conor Benn situation. But in any fight Chris Eubank has been in, I don't feel like. I feel like people always think say he's going to lose or want him to lose because he's got that kind of character, right? He's a bit of a cocky bastard and people don't really like him. So I feel like people always want to see those types fail as well, especially when they haven't really achieved much in the sport and they're just like, mate, who are you kind of thing. But yeah, I've got people are saying it's a 50-50. I don't really see it that way. I think Eubank's going to win pretty handily on points.
I think Smith's got a good jab, and that's probably what's going to cause Eubank the most problem. Everyone that has a decent jab seems to actually, to a degree, have controlled Eubank.
Yeah, but is Smith's jab one to control or one to get in on the inside?
No, but arguments, if you've got a good jab in this guy's face, he seems a bit lost. Like he doesn't he doesn't seem to have the same level of like output, and he seems a bit like he gets hit, doesn't he? Like
Yeah.
open. So not necessarily that. I'm not saying that it's gonna win the fight. I just think it makes it a closer fight. That's all. Like a bit more awkward because Eubank doesn't deal with jabbers well as other fighters do because he's not, schooled in that way.
Mm.
Yeah, you're right, and also Lewis is right. I mean, Eubank's a bit of a bastard, and look what he did at the press conference today. I mean, it just went from 0 to 100 so quick. With the whole stuff they've been talking about, how personal they've been getting.
I take that back. I take back my comment. I feel like all is fair in the art of war, because I didn't see the bit before when Liam Smith was like calling him gay and like or basically insinuating. I'm thinking in 2023 that's insane anyway to be doing that, like basically trying to call him out for being gay in the first instance, like public on TV.
What did he actually say? Because the clip I saw, I didn't see that part.
Yeah,
so I heard him reacting to it.
Yeah, no, I saw another clip. So he was like, "Oh, you're 33 years old, and no one's ever seen you with a woman." And he's like, "You're talking about wanting a child."
Why is he me watching?
Yeah, man said, "You're 33 years old, and you're you say you want a child, but you need a woman for that. Like you've never been seen with a woman. Like, is there something you want to tell us?" I'm thinking, you're moving crazy to do that in public.
I hear you, but still, he's kept that into the confinements of him versus Eubank, right? Like that's man v man. Bringing marital affairs into it is crazy because you've now added a different person into the argument. And I don't think any man should ever stoop to that level. Like
I wouldn't do it.
That is crazy.
I wouldn't do it. I'm not justifying it. I'm not agreeing with it, but I can understand where he said he literally goes. He turned back and said, "Since we're getting dark and personal, I'd rather be gay than be a cheat." Fair play. He's
that's fair.
You're trying to get under his skin with what you have, your angle. I'm thinking, fuck it. I'm gonna get under your skin with the angle I've got. Same way.
He could have left it as vague as being a cheat. Yeah, he could have left it as he could have said, if you want to say that cheat, because cheat could mean anything. It could mean that he's taking drugs. It could. He actually said, "But I heard you've been having. I've heard you've been cheating on your missus."
Yeah, but
and it's like that's bag out of order. I'm sorry,
but Lewis, you're missing the point. You're missing the point. Liam tried to go for the juggler. Chris said, "What? You brought a little knife. I've got a gun. Bang." It is what it is.
It's I mean, it is definitely. It definitely was bringing a gun.
And on top of it, it won because Liam Smith went red as hell and started saying.
And his comeback was crazy as well. It was like, "Well, at least I've got a woman to cheat on." What are you saying, bro? Like,
you could have said
what are you saying? No. That was insanity. That was absolutely insane. I can't believe he came back with that. That whole conversation was just bizarre. The press conference was bizarre. Maybe they're struggling for pay-per-view. I don't know. Eubank Jr. is very sensitive about his tattoo trim.
Eubank's trim is crazy, man.
Yeah.
Eubank's trim is nuts. Over his head. I've never seen
that was quite funny as well because Liam Smith was like, "Wait, he's got his barber to tattoo his head."
Yeah, no.
Nah, but not good form from both of them. In fairness, not good form from both of them.
Do you think it's created more buzz for the fight, though?
What's that?
Do you think it's created more buzz for the fight?
Yeah, 100%. And on top of it, now you've got Liam Smith trying to take his head off because he's got to defend his wife's honor.
Yeah, he has to win now.
Let me ask you about a question. If you're Liam Smith's wife, do you address this before the fight or after the fight?
After. He might
wait. Okay, I was about to say something sexist, but women being women, and looking at the percentage.
Yeah, let's cut this bit out.
Talk about the percentage of how like women interact in such a scenario. It's very likely they're having a full-blown argument tonight.
Right now, as we're live streaming right now.
And that's why he's probably gonna lose.
But what do you mean? I just want to understand what you mean by having a wife to cheat on.
Yeah. What do you mean by that?
Why would you say that?
You're a jerk.
Oh shit!
Bro,
He's
if
definitely a big soup. Big soup.
100% in suit. I know as he said that, he's been fucked.
He has to get look, babe, look at the Insta DMs. Nothing there. You go through my phone. You know, he has to do all of that. You know, and it's
Was that Liverpool?
peak.
You're meant to be cutting and getting through Wayne, your hair flipping, trying to go
His hair's going even more grey.
Yes.
That's so great. How old is he?
He's 34.
Bro, his hair's grey. Why is it so
He's always
grey?
been like that, though, isn't it? He's always been like that.
Okay, fair enough.
Imagine you're hungry as well. You're actually starving. You're thinking about food. Now you've got to expend energy explaining that you're not a cheater. That
But he started it. He started it.
Long.
He started
You
it.
bet's won. You bet's actually won.
He started it.
His guns are retired.
Therefore started it, boy.
Well, Ben Shalom is pissed because two of his most famous press conferences because the other fighter called the other one gay. So long for him, man. First you had Khan Brook, and now a year later you have Eubank Jr. and Smith now. So.
That Khan Brook, I know when Khan flogged, when Brook flogged Khan, that was revenge, boy. I know he enjoyed that flogging. I know he enjoyed that.
Anyway, we'll move on from that topic. I was waiting to reveal to these guys. So there's someone going to be ringside for that Eubank Jr. versus Smith fight, and now I can reveal that person is going to be Kell Brook, and he's stated he wants the winner. Ben Shalom has stated Kell Brook wants the winner of Eubank Jr. Smith. So I want to get your guys' thoughts on Kell Brook wanting to come out of retirement to fight the winner of Eubank Jr. Smith. I'm going to come to Lewis first.
Does he need another payday? Is that what he wants? Is that what it's all about? I thought he was retired.
He literally retired 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't even know if Kell Brook's serious. You know,
I think it's.
You think he's serious?
No, I think it's a fetish. Like he likes getting beaten up.
But do you think? But is he going to beat up Chris Eubank?
No, he likes getting beat up.
Yeah, but do you think Chris Eubank's going to beat him up? Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Bro, them eyes are gone, Lou. He gets flogged.
Yeah, I can't lie. Eubank takes his ass to hell. Like,
Bro,
really? So you guys are more. You guys would be more confident in Eubank beating Kell Brook than Liam Smith.
Going blind permanently.
Kell Brook's eyes are finished.
Finished, bro. They're finished.
That's fucking outrageous comment.
I'm not putting that up on. I put this one. I'm not putting that up.
That is outrageous. I tell you what, though, he still needs to explain that Tenerife story. You know, he needs to explain it because.
Oh my god!
How he got away with not explaining that, I have no idea. Eddie Hearn must have done an amazing job to stop reporters asking about that, because I don't even think Eddie Hearn has been properly grilled about it.
No,
you know,
we just went under the rug.
Yeah, it did. Like a man got stabbed in Spain, and no one thought, "Hey, let's ask how this actually happened."
Yeah. But he got stabbed in the fire as well. Like,
what is going on? Why is he getting stabbed? Why is he with like random geezers, random geezers that he's just met on the holiday? What the fuck is going on?
We all know, man.
And at the time, he was like world champion, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
He was. He was on top of the world, boy.
It's weird. There was some fighters, man. Like they say they retire, but they just can't leave it. Like look at Broner. He's coming back and he's fighting what now? Was it Hank Lundy on the
yeah.
Prime? Like,
I understand why Broner. I understand why Broner's doing it. Broner must be broke, man.
He not but must be. He is broke.
Yes.
So you understand why, you know, it must be hard to leave the game, because when you think about it, you know, the money is ever increasing. You're probably looking around at your peers. These boxers are all talking to each other. You know, talking about their purses, how much they're getting paid. And it's like, you know, you're seeing the money being thrown around. How do you leave it when, you know, he could potentially generate another few million for...
That's what Chisora says.
I don't blame him, to be honest.
He's not super CTE.
He's already shortened his lifespan anyway. If we're keeping it a buck, like really and truly, like Derek has been getting beaten from pillar to post. He knows, man. He knows. He knows what he knows. He's not a stupid guy. he's here for a good time. Do you know what I mean?
For a
So
long time.
yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it. You know, he's here to make like his to you know put food in on his family's table and you know enjoy the fruits of his labor rather than struggling. So I hear it. Don't leave money on the table. That's what they say. Eh?
Yeah, fair enough. I feel like the Brook stuff is serious though, like because he's always been talking about it, but he just never does anything. So I think like this time, if Eubank Jr. wins, it'll be a big fight because like in terms of just name wise, and people will go out to see it because it's Brook and it's Eubank Jr. So he'll make money from it. So
yeah, that would probably be more pay-per-view worthy than this fight, right?
Yeah, 100%. I can't believe this pay-per-view, by the way. Like they're taking the piss.
Well, it has to be, Sams, because they're getting paid far too much money.
I keep saying it. Bring back Don King's slave contract. If we do that one time, we're getting all the fights we want. Like they was fighting 5 times a year. It was making no money, but the fans were happy. Now we're in a bad deal.
Yeah, fans are definitely getting the raw end of the deal, but at the end of the day, the fighters are getting paid, isn't it? So
you know what? Forget equality. I don't care anymore. Forget that. Like, make them fight.
You don't want them to get paid.
I actually don't care anymore. All this year, I was saying before, I was like, yeah, happy fighters get paid PBC, all the forget all of it.
Yeah, I don't care no more, man. I want to see fights. I want to see people scrap.
Yeah. Fights, bro, we had a whole year of no fights, basically.
Do you think some fighters have been grossly like? Okay, so what do you think of the proportion of fighters at the top level now that have been overpaid?
90% of them. I don't think.
Yeah, I was gonna say pretty much every fighter.
Who would you say are the fighters who have actually earned their bread?
Maybe like Canelo or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Canelo is a powerhouse. I mean, like he's earned his bread. You can say he puts the numbers on the board. I even could argue AJ is overpaid. Because think about it, yeah, in terms of actual top contenders, in terms of like beating world champions and so forth, he's not doing your commercial product, but you're not actually driving the success to what you're being paid.
That's because he's lost back to back, but before that he was in.
If you compare to work, like an employee would get a performance review, and because of a good performance review, they would be remunerated for it. AJ is losing and getting paid more. How?
But do you not think that AJ has shown that despite being paid so much, he actually puts returns on the board, right? Like we're talking about.
No, I agree. I'm agreeing with that.
Massive pay-per-views, sold out huge arenas.
Yeah, of course.
And
of course.
also AJ is losing to a pound for pound great. Like he's not losing to anybody. He's losing to a good fighter.
How many fights in the last how many years? He's lost more than he's won in the last couple of years.
He's lost 3.
He's lost more than he's won in the last couple of years. In his last 5 fights, he's lost 3 fights. He's lost 6.
He's lost 3. He's lost 3 and 1 fight.
I'm not even. But do you understand the point?
I hear what you're saying, but he's still. But the reason I would argue against what you're saying is because he is still bringing a tangible return.
Yes,
like,
if we talk about from that side of things perspective,
like look at someone like Tank. Tank ain't bringing money to the table in terms of like of what he's. Huh?
Tank is bringing money to the table. What are you talking about?
What more than he's being paid?
No. Tank is. This is what I'm saying. That's again my point being. All of these people are not fighting fighters that we want to see. So why are you getting paid? As in, we didn't see AJ. We didn't see AJ Fury. We didn't see AJ Wilder. So why are you getting paid the money you're getting paid? Okay, yes, we understand you can put bums in seats and so forth. But in terms of the actual product we're buying, we're being sold a subpar product. We don't want this product. You're basically marketing to us something you don't actually want. That's what I'm saying. It's
true, but at the same time, he's still getting 1 million pay-per-views and 90,000 sold out arenas.
We should not be accepting this. Bring back Don King. Don King would have had them all 3-4 times, long time ago.
Yeah, but Fury's worse though.
But again, I'm agreeing. That's what I'm saying. All of them are overpaid because you're being paid so much that you're saying to yourself, I don't need to fight the person that the
why would you take a riskier fight to mean that
lose their money, so they have to fight.
Yeah,
Don King had the right idea. Just rob them. Rob them.
I just don't understand how these promotional companies are surviving. I don't like PBC. Someone has to break down the PBC business to me because I don't know how.
I think if you actually break down what's actually happening, the PBC agenda is insane. Like it's because Al Heyman's silent. So what they actually do is like the way that the other like the Twitter and so forth gang up on him, it makes no sense. Like we literally just saw a tank break gate. That alone.
But what was the pay-per-view for it?
I don't believe the 61K things. It's been quoted by some random guy.
Okay, but what would be a realistic pay-per-view for that? Like, what would you believe? What would you believe?
Couple 100,000. Do you get what I'm saying?
That's not great, is it? And then how much?
That's the model though. It's 100. You have to remember, it's in America. It's $100. $100.
Okay, so say it is 150,000 buyers. Yeah.
Yeah. At $100.
Yeah. That's 15 mil.
You see what I'm saying? Plus, what was it? 7 million gate or something. It's a successful business. Easy.
That's if it's 100.
That shit is 61K, man. Come on.
But even if you did that 61K at $100, it's still a lot of money.
Still 6 mil.
It's still a lot of money.
Was it $100 though? The pay per view.
Yeah.
Didn't they say that it was There we go. Didn't they say like, my point being, yeah, no matter how you slice and dice it, I'm saying that they gang up on it, but then you see numbers against like other fighters that outside of your Furies and that they're doing shit numbers there, and
it was $75 on pay-per-view, so that's 4.5 million if you believe the
and then you got 7 million.
61,000. So that's still 11 million. But how much was Tank taking? Tank is getting paid how much for that fight?
Yeah, it was like 2 million or something like that.
Was he?
I think it was like that. Yeah, no, that's not like I don't. Either way, my point being, I don't believe that Al Heyman, the flipping studied businessman that he is ever taking else. I don't even. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't believe that for a second.
No, I get what you're saying. One part of the whole overpaying thing is these new businesses as well coming in. Like for example, when DAZN gave Triple G and Canelo those guaranteed contracts, you're giving them 300 million, but you're not stating he has to fight Canelo, then he has to fight Charlo. You're just saying he's getting 300 million for fighting 5 fights. And the same with Canelo. Like, he's a cash cow. But how can you guarantee them this much money when you haven't guaranteed the fights on that contract? You just said you have to fight 8 fights and that's it.
How can there not be a stipulation that you must fight these people to fulfill your contract?
Yeah.
BOK
with Terence, they gave him 10 million to fight David Avanesian.
Oh, by the way, that 10 million was nothing but cap.
So what did he get?
They're saying he got nothing, nowhere near those numbers.
Who said that? BOK?
No, not on BOK. I see it. Well, that's what I saw on Twitter. Apparently, I don't know. I don't actually quote me because it might not be true, but it would make sense.
You said it on the podcast.
Considering BOK looks like it was literally filmed in my house. Yeah, like, I don't believe for a second any of that 10 million stuff. Like, it literally makes no sense.
I don't believe Crawford either, to be honest.
Even though it doesn't make sense, let's say that's what they reported, and he's getting 10 million to fight Avanesian. It's stuff like that. Triller, when they tried to take what's his name, Teofimo Lopez and Cambosa, they tried to pay them a certain amount that they couldn't pay.
Yeah,
like it's getting to the point where fighters are getting paid, and also these new businesses are coming in and they've ruining the market. So fighters now think they earn more. Look at Edgar Berlanga. He's a good bums on seat guy because he's got the Puerto Rico people in New York, so he gets like people coming out to the theater and stuff.
10 million in Dogecoin.
But he recently left.
Is that still about Dogecoin?
No, not no more. It's definitely about, boy. I got money in there.
But the guy recently left Top Rank in it because they probably came to agreement that he shouldn't get paid for fighting these bums and getting past them and getting paid this much. They're just getting.
He's the guy that was knocking him out in one round, isn't it? Berlanga.
He was knocking guys out in one round. Soon they stepped it up. He was losing all the fights, but they were giving him the decision. But he was getting people on the seats. But the issue is no one wanted to watch him because he wasn't entertaining anymore.
This is it. Like I'm saying that pay for value. Where we need, as in the problem is us fans are accepting of bullshit. If we stop accepting subpar fights, they have to fight each other to get paid. There's win-win for everyone.
Look at Ryan Garcia. He's getting paid a shit ton of money, but he's only got one fight where you'd say he's got his worth, which is the Luke Campbell fight. Other than that, there's no fight that he deserves that much money that he's getting.
But let's not critique him, because apparently he's the him versus Tank is on. So, and
yeah, but I believe that when I see it, man.
No. Apparently he got the contract.
They signed it, man. They signed the contract.
I still believe it when I see it.
It's true.
I hear it. It's true.
Oh, by the way, one sec. Just speaking about Don King, has Daniel Dubois been paid yet?
Yeah, he got paid.
He got paid, yeah.
So I'm saying Don King, man, bring him. I'm telling you that the Don King model makes sense. Everyone fights 3 times. You get trilogies. The fighters might not get paid, so they have to keep fighting.
Yeah.
You keep them hungry.
Keep them hungry. Fucking hell, what a crook. Jesus.
It's good that Dubois has a manager, because this guy apparently just passed his driving test and it took him 11 times to pass it. So
do you know how crazy that is? 11 times.
Oh wait.
That's not true. I thought they stop you from taking tests after like the 5th fail.
No way. That is some crazy CT,
boy. I would never get in the car with Daniel Dubois anyway.
Bro,
even without that information, I wouldn't get in the car.
Boy.
That's a dangerous lesson.
That's dangerous.
Hey.
I
don't believe that at all. I don't believe that.
I do. I've seen him talk.
11 times. That's not right, man. I don't think you could do your test.
That's definitely made up. It's definitely made up.
Yeah, it's a troll account.
11 times is hell.
I would definitely say 3 or 4 times though. 100%.
On the undercard of the Eubank Smith, we've got Richard Riakpo taking on Krzysztof Glowacki, which is everyone's expecting him to be the last fight before he fights for world title. So Dapo, you know the most about Riakpo out of all of us here. Then let you take it away. What do you think about this?
Yeah, it's a good fight. It makes sense for him for 4 years now. And depending on how he gets through this fight, I guess will determine the stocks people have in him for his next fight. So if he absolutely blows him out of the way, or he performs really well, then yeah, I think a title shot after this makes the most sense. I really want to see his chemistry with Fernandez come through in this fight. I think this has potential to be like one of his signature performances if things go as planned, right? He looks focused, he looks sharp, he looks in shape. So yeah, proper looking forward to this fight. Glowacki fought Okoli, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Remind me of the result of that fight.
Okoli
got stopped.
Knockout. Okay, so he might have that in the back of his head as well. You know, since Okoli knocked Glowacki out, I'm gonna have to either match that or do better. So we'll see. Sometimes I add some pressure on fighters and they end up not performing well. You know, ergo AJ versus Ruiz. So you have to wait and see.
Glowacki has fought once since that Riakpo fight. I think this is just going to be a tin can for him, man. Like it's very smart matchmaking. It's a name, but it's someone who's fought once in the last 2 years. So Riakpo is going to come through this in good fashion, I would imagine, and it will set up the Okoli fight, isn't it? So
coming over.
Yeah, exactly. It's a no-brainer. I think it's very good matchmaking from Boxer, to be honest. Riakpo, I think he's 33, isn't he?
Riakpo's 33.
I think
he's 30. He's 33. He's 33.
31.
What?
He's 31.
This numbers keeps going down.
I'm pretty sure he's 33.
Well, I think it was like mid-20s.
No, he's 33. Yeah, no, he's 33. Yeah,
he's 33. So to have, I know his career started late, but he's still not been as active as I would have, hoped he would have been, really. I mean, what did he have? 2 fights last year, 2 fights the year before. and it's not like stellar opposition that you're facing as well.
He's fought like decent level at domestic.
Yeah.
Like Dion Juma's a decent domestic level fighter.
But Okoli's going to be a big step up for him, isn't it?
Well, that's the point of the Glowacki fight. Is Glowacki's only lost to Okoli, Usyk, and Breedis. So.
But my point is with the Glowacki thing is, I think he's just going to be a bit. He's just he's going to come for the pain today. I don't like to, well, I'm doing it anyway, but without casting aspersions on the guy's motives, but I don't think he's going to be invested in the fight particularly. He's going to get his money, get dropped after 6 or 7 rounds, go home, take that bag of cash. I don't think it's going to be much of a test for Riakporhe, to be honest. I think it's going to be one of those fake step-ups in quality. Yeah. And I don't think it's really going to put him in a great place for the Okoli fight. So whilst I call it smart matchmaking, I think it's smart matchmaking from a perception point of view, but from an actual progression point of view in terms of skill, I'm not sure.
I think the one thing I'd say is just the experience that Glowacki's had, especially being a former world champion. It's still, even if you're not there and you're not as active, obviously, like you're saying, it's still something to fight against, and it's going to be his toughest opponent, and we'll see like what Glowacki has to offer. What is it?
I think the toughest opponent on paper, but I think he's like probably washed, to be honest with you.
Yeah, probably, yeah. But that's something we have to see, isn't it? Like when the time comes, like most likely he will be, but he could offer something new to Riakporhe that we haven't seen.
Even when Okoli fought him, I thought he was washed, to be honest. He hadn't fought for like 2 years before he fought Okoli, did he? It was like 2 years out of the ring.
I remember the Okoli Glowacki fight, that knockout. Yeah, he's definitely washed, boy. I just remember the knockout right now. Yeah, he's washed. He's super washed.
To be honest, Lafa Bosch makes a good point there with that Okoli can drop down to his opponent's level, so it can make that fight look even. Yeah, and to be honest, maybe Riakporhe would be the toughest opponent Okoli's had. To be honest, I mean,
it's true. Okoli's been busy in the back and beefing the
yeah. Okoli hasn't been training, and his trainer Shane McGuigan said they rarely train together. So with Okoli, it's like, if he does come back, is he going to be at 100%, or is he going to have those performances that we see against like Isaac Chamberlain and the last guy that he fought?
Performances.
Michael Sislak.
Yeah, Sislak, that's it. Like the one where Sam's regretted.
Yeah,
stinkers, man.
Like if that happens, I could very well see Riakporhe beat him, especially if he's not in his game. Riakporhe's got power.
That's the thing, though. I think you're confused. Even if he has stinkers, he wins. And I feel like the more the fight stinks, the more he wins. Like he just spoils it. Like he just doesn't engage with you and just ties you up. He just doesn't like to do anything, but he wins the fight apparently.
How do you guys see that fight going between him and Riakporhe?
It's a good fight, to be honest with you.
It's a good fight. It could stink.
Nightmare for everyone.
How would you weight it, like, in terms of probability?
It's Okoli. I have no clue. Like,
like 60-40
to Okoli.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way: every single fight Okoli's in, that's a decent name, I'm gonna always think the other person to beat him. But I very much understand that Okoli is a heavy hitter who is stylistically terrible to fight. Doesn't give him space to fight.
It won't go the distance though, that fight, will it?
It could. A stinker.
You reckon?
Very well put.
Has Riakporhe been the distance?
He has
been the distance, right?
Richard.
Who, Riakporhe?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been the distance, yeah.
Bro,
I don't remember him watching. I don't ever remember him being in a fight
like that in your chest, kid. No one's stopping you, bro. No one's stopping you. He's not getting stopped.
No, but with Okoli, that's one of the main reasons why Eddie hasn't really. That's why I didn't really pursue that investment, because when you give him the big fights like the Chamberlain, and then you had the Sislak one, and he just performs a stinker like that, and you give him the headliners. If he doesn't perform and people don't want to see it, there's nothing you can do. And the same thing might happen with the Okoli and Riakporhe. It can very well happen. It just we think it's going to be like a big barn burner and like big hitters, but it could be a stinker.
I don't think it will. I think it'll be a good fight. The reason that I think the Chamberlain fight was a bit meaty was because to be honest, I don't think Chamberlain was particularly good anyway. And correct me if I'm wrong. Like Chamberlain wasn't much of a puncher, was he?
No, it wasn't. It was a bit light at the weight, innit?
Yeah. So I don't. I think this will be more like explosive because I think Riakporhe really only knows one way to win. I don't want to discredit him too much, but he's very much like someone who's going to go for that knockout, and I think that makes it spicy because Akoli hasn't fought
A huge
anyone
puncher.
like that. Yeah.
No, you're right. Yeah, that's why it's a very it's an intriguing matchup, and we'll see if Boxer can make it because they're still sorting out the details with Akoli and his defense against that David Light guy.
David Light, yeah. Who is he, by the way?
This is what happens when you have rankings in it, and then you can just go up one certain rankings. No one knows who you are. Fight for a title, and then when you get beat, go back down and do nothing in your career. That's it. That's how boxing is.
Yeah.
It's a bit stupid. Speaking of stupidity, we've got AJ. He's found his new trainer.
Wait, what kind of segue is that?
That is a crazy segue. Like, what the
Let me explain my segue. Let me explain. So AJ's recently found his new trainer in. He's going out to train in Texas with Derek James.
That confirmed.
That's what everyone's saying. Even Eddie Hearn said it. Robert Garcia said that's what he's understanding. That's what AJ is doing. The reason I say it's stupid is because why couldn't you do that with Robert Garcia when you had him? Why didn't you go to his camp? That's why I said it was stupid.
Do you know what's so frustrating about Anthony Joshua? Yeah, I remember there's this interview he has about his training in Sheffield, and the interviewers asked him like, "Why do you train here?" And he's like, "Oh, I train here because there's nothing here. It's just this little meaty flat. It keeps me grounded, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, why don't you have that same mentality with going out to America and training?
It's not like that. It's because the shisha lounges are about and his friends are about. He's trying to
I hear it though. I hear it because the thing is, when you talk about being grounded, yeah. When you talk about going to America and that kind of thing, that's a very privileged thing to be able to do anyway. So you can talk about living grind, like you can talk about living the grind in America. It's nothing gonna be like having that feeling of being at home, being in the family home, being in the environment that you grew up in, loads of those memories, like the nostalgia of back in the day. This is what I did when I was back in the grind. When you go to America, your life can turn very, very, very luxurious at the flick of a button, really and truly, I understand it.
The only thing is though, like when you stay in one place your entire career, you get complacent, man. That's my only thing. Like
I've been saying for how many years, AJ needs to go out to America, preferably to Dan James. He's gonna go there to Derek James, and he's gonna get the coaching he needs to the style that he needs to be. The problem that AJ's had for time is that he was stuck in this "I don't know who I am" phase. Am I a fighter, which is my best attributes, but I want to be a boxer, which I'm not that good at. But I'm trying to make it work. / someone needs to teach me. Bro, forget all that. This is what you're good at. Let's refine that to make it work for your style. That's all you need to do. That's it. It's quite simple. And I've been saying Derek James will get the best out of him. He's going to go there, and AJ can have a real rude awakening. He's going to have horrible, horrible nights, and I really do pray for him in sparring. He's going to get absolutely flogged, but he's going to go for but if he has that dog in him, he's going to go through it, get in the ring, and all that self-doubt that he has when he gets in the ring and gets hit, and we all physically see he looks so uncomfortable because he's so comfortable in Sheffield, where he's got the flipping Camachos of the world that he's sparring and smashing up all day long to give him confidence.
Wadi Camacho.
He's going to say, "Yeah, I've seen this before. I'm good. I'm comfortable in this. I'm comfortable in the uncomfortable." That's what we do. That's what I said we do. The Errol Spence type camps and Frank Martin type camps. That's what they are. That's why when you see them, their man turn up. Like when it gets nasty and it looks like it's a hard time, their man actually level up on you and say, "This ain't a problem." When AJ gets in there,
especially Jamal Charlo, man. Jamal and Spence, especially Jamal Charlo.
There you go. As I say, when it gets rough for them guys, it's like they put a smile on their face, like, "Yeah, this is what I like." when AJ gets in that zone, it's time to run away. 0 dog. So now, hopefully, if we can install the dog in him, it's peak season for everyone. I'll tell you, I will say right there and then, it is peak for everyone. Because that's the difference between like Wilder to me and AJ. Wilder has this delusional belief that he's gonna stop you. Delusional. But you need to be delusional to never lose. Do you get what I mean? Because even if you didn't lose, you still think, you got lucky, I'm gonna smash you up. AJ loses and think, shit, I might not win again. You can see he's asking questions like, why did I lose? He doesn't believe in himself.
Do you think Wilder still has that delusional belief?
Yeah.
No, I think he's been flogged.
He's delusional, man. He's still delusional.
No, actually, no. Before he fought his last fight, I was like, he might be done. But then he got in the ring and didn't do it. I think, he's still the same guy.
He's still the same guy, bro. Because you can't have power like that and not be delusional. He only has to hit you once.
You can tell, but by the way he carries himself, he's a bit different. Like he has a lot more humility to himself.
He's humble now. He's humble.
Well, the reason I ask is because that Andy Ruiz fight is that happening?
I hope so. I think
there's nothing been said yet. Like
I don't think it's happening.
It's a plan, but no one said anything yet.
I don't think they won that fight.
I think Wilder starches him.
But I think he does as well, but I just don't think they want that fight. I think it's too risky.
Nah.
It's a risk, man.
It's a risky fight. They're probably not going to get paid as much as he would like. There's a chance he gets clipped.
Also, Wilder didn't get many rounds in with Hellenius, so there's still it was literally 1 round and done. So does he need more rounds to get comfortable before fighting someone top?
Because Andy Ruiz can touch him,
Yeah, of course can. Yeah. But he's been like his last fight was
Luis Ortiz,
and he got battered by Ortiz until
he dropped Ortiz.
So did Wilder.
Massive drop in quality.
The first Ortiz fight with Wilder, Wilder was getting flogged. Oh my! I don't know how you won that fight. I don't know how he won. That right hand's a cheat code, That right hand is a cheat code.
It's R1, L2, left down, right up, left down, right up.
Bro, GTA cheat code because both fights was flogged.
But with Derek James, I feel like AJ has to be comfortable taking, like you said, got that dog. But Charlo and Spence, they like being in the mid range to the pocket.
Yeah, but you can't fake dog. That's my thing. You can't learn dog. How do you get taught to be a dog?
You have to be put in those situations and see how they react in it. So he's going to be
in that situation comfortable. Like
I don't think he's a natural dog like that, man. I just think he's a physical specimen. That's it. I don't think he's a natural dog like that. I don't know. Me personally, I don't know in it. I'm intrigued. I want to see what happens. This is a move that I wish he would have made before both Usyk fights. Maybe after he lost to Ruiz. This is something he should have done after he lost to Ruiz, in my opinion. And it's unfortunate that he's had to take all of this for him to be like, you know what, I need. Even when you look at Garcia, like, why bring Garcia to? You should have gone to Garcia. You should have gone to him.
You should have never gone to. Why did you go to him in the first place?
Yeah.
Had no bearing on. Fam, the minute I've heard a trainer say, "I don't believe that AJ is good," why the hell are you going to him? That's a payday. He literally went and collected a payday.
Payday.
You saw him get say, yeah, you should always plugging him.
Do you know what though? I've still got a little bit faith in AJ. I quite liked his performance against Usyk. It's probably going to be an unpopular opinion. I know people.
The second fight,
I quite liked it.
Watching that fight was more frustrating than the first one for me, man, because I feel like he could have won.
It was definitely frustrating. Because I do feel like there were moments where he could have really
old AJ would have
gone for it.
I see what Sam's saying now, man. Old AJ would have come out of there. What?
The game plan was wrong.
What's that?
The game plan was wrong. Their game plan was to start slow to try and last the course and then basically put it on in the second half of the fight. Stupid. You need to dent. Everyone knows you need to dent Usyk early doors because if he starts building momentum, you've lost.
I don't know about nose because no one's beat him, so there's no like.
No, I'm saying
there's no blueprint.
If you don't get to Usyk early, Usyk is that type of fighter. He's gonna bank too many rounds and he's gonna get better as the fight goes on. It gets comfortable. You need to
I would
toughest.
argue though that Usyk got worse as the fight got on.
No, because when he
No,
got uncomfortable for
after-
Usyk,
Because
after-
AJ I'm not saying that Usyk like was losing in the latter rounds or anything like that, but AJ got him in trouble in what, like the 8th or the
Yeah,
9th?
what
round
happened?
9. No, he got in
What
trouble in
happened?
round 9.
Yeah, he
and then
cooked himself,
woke up
innit?
round 10.
What? He got put in the pressure. He got
Nah,
smoked.
yeah.
for it.
After round 9, Usyk woke up, boy, and he cooked
Like,
it.
all to me, what happened was AJ said, "Okay, cool, I'm gonna have a go on that." Which at the end of the day, AJ's still a physical, like
Yeah.
massive person who he is, and if he has a go at anybody, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Usyk rode that and basically said, "My turn." For long.
I felt like up
Is he
to
to
round
beat-
9 the fight was quite close.
I think Usyk was
I had the
winning, man.
scorecards quite close, if I remember correctly.
Usyk was winning, but that round 9 was big. That round 9 was big because Usyk said himself that he didn't know what was going to happen after that round. He said he could have fully lost that round. Like, as in, lost the
Yeah,
fight.
well, I had like 10, 11, 12 for Usyk, yeah, and I think at that point I only had like Usyk like 1 or 2 rounds ahead.
Nah.
Nah. By the time round 9 happened, I had Usyk up, but I had 6 rounds.
That's
in the
because
bank.
you're a bum, bruv. Like you
It was cool. They did what I just said. AJ it was too much.
No.
Sorry,
I genuinely think the blueprint is that
How did you have him 6 rounds ahead though?
Not 6 rounds ahead. He had 6 rounds in the bank.
By round 9.
Yeah. So
That's
AJ
wild.
had 2. So AJ got the third in the 9th round. The third round in the 9th round. So then I had it scored at 9-3.
See, 9-3 is too big for me.
Not that big.
Yeah.
it was close, but it wasn't that close. It was
Close.
definitely Usyk won. Like I watched that, I was like, yeah. After like round 8, I sat down because I was like, yeah, this is long.
I thought scoring wise it was similar to the first, but obviously in terms of what happened, yeah, there was more success in the AJ had more success in the second, but he still lost the same amount of
Same
rounds.
type of fight. Yeah.
It's it. That is it.
I don't think AJ got hurt the same way he got hurt in that first fight. Because that first fight started off so wrong for him. I think that's the only difference. But he still lost convincingly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the third fight.
Yeah, I still think the blueprint of how to beat him is how Lopez beat Lomachenko. I still think that's it.
Yeah, but how many physical specimens are there in the
That's what I'm
heavyweight
saying.
division like Lopez? There's none.
I still stand by it. Wilder causes him massive problems. Fury beats up Usyk pretty comfortably. Like I don't rate Usyk the way you guys rate him. I'll stand by that.
No, I definitely rate him, boy.
I don't rate him the way you guys rate him. You guys make him a demigod. I'm sorry, he's just not that guy.
I don't know about demigod, but I rate him. He peppered AJ, boy.
Beating AJ doesn't make you like super status as far as I'm concerned. Like I think he gets touched by a lot of heavyweight.
We'll see. I mean, the next fight's going to be Fury, so we'll see what he does against Fury, isn't it?
Well, if that fight fucking happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
So, like, I care about the official scorecards. But like,
The official scorecards in the UK.
No. The official scorecards, as in the judges' scorecards.
why would I care about the judges' scorecards?
Well, because they decide the fight.
Yeah, but they can be wrong, no?
Well, that's why I'm.
was
I'm
definitely
not saying that AJ was ahead,
There
but
was
I'm saying
something-
it's closer than what you guys are saying.
No, but people saying AJ was ahead. The thing is, I think why people say AJ was ahead because he had a bit more success in the second. They thought he's winning, rather than looking objectively and saying who's winning. They compare it to the first fight and think, "Well, Usyk's not having the same success."
Well, you
he
think
had
the
in first
judges
fight,
were
he
doing
must
that?
be losing."
Yeah, Eddie
Yeah,
Hearns.
judges do that all the time. They did that with Canelo and Triple G. They did that a lot of the times. They have their perceptions come in.
Hey, I need this.
That as well, and perceptions as well. Like Usyk was still winning, just not as comfortably, and they thought Usyk was losing because he's not winning as comfortably.
I think a lot of those rounds were close rounds, man.
Yeah,
AJ's better, but
yeah,
It
tears in the eyes.
wasn't a beat down.
Because
but
perceptions go the other way as well. Because it's Usyk, because if he isn't stressed, then he wins the fight. He wins the rounds.
I
No,
promise
but
you.
I wasn't watching it with tears in my eyes. You were, so I could see properly.
I'm not watching it with tears in my eyes. I'm not investing in AJ like that.
No, I'm not saying. I know it's
watch
not
it
your
with tears in
opinion.
my
I
eyes.
know it's not the judges, but the judges get it wrong sometimes, and sometimes they've got their own
That
perception.
was a fight that Usyk was winning. Like he was winning comfortably. It was competitive, but he wasn't. But AJ wasn't never winning that fight.
Not according to Life of Bodge.
Speaking of perceptions, there's someone who's perceiving that they're innocent. Conor Ben.
Oh, brother.
He's been going on the
I
internet for
think
like
he's
the last
innocent,
one.
man. I think
couple
he's innocent.
saying-
Eddie's got the proof.
Let me come to you, Lewis, Mr. Matchroom Bunny. How do you find Conor Ben?
Nah, don't let him call you that, Lewis. Don't let
Listen,
him-
Eddie said he's sitting on a bad boy piece of information. So
Oh my god! I can't believe where we're at. Like where we're actually at is actually insane.
yeah, he guilty. He guilty. Eddie's just found a loophole.
I know. Eddie's gone and said, if the glove don't fit, you're gonna...
Yeah. This is right. Ever since Eddie's found his loophole, he's been doing hella interviews, bare hour-and-a-half long interviews on IFL. Listen, he's found a loophole. He's got Conor Ben back in business, and he's about to make some money off Conor Ben, boy. He might even tell Conor, hey, listen, you're gonna have to hold a cheeky pay reduction in your next couple of fights for the cost that you know.
You know what? Eddie's a slam ball, yeah, because when he started realizing it was going to left, he was distancing himself.
You have to, man. How can you associate yourself with this kind of nonsense?
If he's got a server ban, he's got a server ban, and he's right to. Yeah, we stand behind the board. Then all of a sudden, the evidence is there. The evidence supports. Hey, Conor Ben, it must be the biggest donor of all time. A man that's found guilty because a lab test has said your sample is full of drugs has now turned around and said you have to trust the science, and there's no. You can't argue the science. He's now found innocent.
They lie to themselves so much to believe that's the truth. I think that's what's going on.
What the actual fuck?
He's just lying to himself, man.
That's insane.
There's too much money in Conor Ben for Eddie to just let him go like that. So he's gonna do everything he can to like keep him on, get his name cleared. And look, even in the statements they say, he's like, I'm trying to get him publicly cleared. So not even trying to get him actually cleared, but get his name cleared in the
he's
court
free
of
to
appeal.
fight, right?
Yeah, he's always been free to fight.
On a different license. He can't fight for the WBC. So that's the only thing.
He's free to fight. So
I thought it was the British board of blah 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 that was stopping him.
No, they haven't banned him.
They haven't banned him. His license relapsed before the thing, I think. It was something like that. And so they haven't banned him essentially. So he didn't renew his license at the time that the test came out, I think. Something like that. But it's weird. It's just like what 5 years ago? No, when it was the Ruiz fight, 3 years ago or 4 years ago. 4 years ago, yeah. When the Ruiz fight happened, it was the Jarrell Miller fight. AJ had so much chat for Jarrell Miller. Now the shoes on the other foot. It's mad when he looks in the light, like and the light's on him. It's looking mad.
Hey, Jarrell Miller's to go and say, "Look, I've got the science."
That day that Joe Miller popped dirty, yeah. Oh my god,
Eddie was fuming. Oi.
I can't lie, I still want to see if the gloves are out or the gloves are off.
The gloves are off, yeah.
I know AJ got cooked. That's why he's not out. He got cooked. Because these men were rapping, and Joe Miller could probably actually rap, so he probably got cooked. Why are you rapping and the gloves are off? What's wrong with this AJ guy, man?
What was AJ's bar again in the car? Something about I'll wait.
Bro, Jarrell Miller tried to kill him, man. The stuff that he was taking,
bro.
He was serious stuff.
You took that arm stuff personally, boy.
He was trying to kill him, like what?
Bro, he's taking.
What was Conor Ben trying to do to you back?
Getting pregnant.
Man said, "Oh, I would have been fighting the Hulk."
Eubank's been milking that shit still.
He's gonna keep
going.
Yeah, but they'll fight. They'll fight anyway. So
Miller was paid by PBC to fail the drugs test. Heyman knew Ruiz was forever traumatized.
All part of the greater plan.
Now, with Conor Benn, though, it's like, if he comes back, do you think he'll get the public opinion back after like a year or something? Or fight?
No, but everyone that's
No.
no. You know, the thing is, everyone that's a bad boy. So I think that whole persona, like just a little arc change, is fine. Like he probably has more
I
money.
think
People get over it.
Yeah, people get over it if he flogs everyone.
I actually think he could play the bad boy instead and probably more money. Actually, like his profile bigger.
There's nothing, but the public perception don't really mean anything. Look how many sportsmen have failed drug tests or like Rio Ferdinand. Remember Rio Ferdinand? Rio Ferdinand fucking skipped like 3 drug tests. Got banned for 8 months. Came back like nothing happened. You know, I don't think public perception means much. Really and truly. He'll come back. He'll get the fights. Like boxing are not going to be like cancel culture. We're not going to allow you to fight because you did. They're not going to do that. There's too much money involved.
Yeah.
So he isn't going to get cancelled from fucking fighting, is he? TV networks are not going to. DAZN are not going to be like, you are cancelled. We're not having you on DAZN. They're not going to do that, and neither are any other TV networks. He might lose a bit of sponsorship, but guess what? Someone else will take him on. So, yeah, man, he'll come back and nothing will change. He this like golden boy, kind of persona that they were trying to build will definitely have to change.
Yeah.
But that's a minor. That's a minor. You just rebrand him.
Yeah.
Do you see the list of opponents Eddie Hearn listed out? He said Manny Pacquiao, Chris Eubank Jr. and Terence Crawford for Conor Benn.
Oh, it's the same usual Eddie Hearn bullshit, man. Move on. I
He's
can't.
I called out Manny Pacquiao.
but Eubank, Conor Benn's got something for Manny still.
What?
Bro, Manny Pacquiao's old enough to be his granddad, fam.
Exactly.
Bro, Conor Benn's basically a YouTube boxer.
He's not
He's
coming
Jake
back to
Paul.
Conor Benn.
He's
man.
Jake Paul. He's actually Jake Paul.
Crawford
Call
would
that
do
every
a lot of
old
things to
tired
Benn.
boxer.
No, respect Conor Benn, man. Before this shit happened, we were talking about how Conor Benn was like the most improved fighter in the world.
Whoa, hold on. Now we know why he's improved.
We
We
don't
know
know
it's
that
improved.
because he hasn't been found guilty, mate. All right.
The science is there.
The science, all right. The science is there, name. Someone with
the science is
your
running through his blood.
IQ and PhDs like yourself. I'm expecting to know the difference, right?
The science is running through his blood. That's what he's talking about.
Well, not anymore.
Well, we can see. I saw in his recent training video.
He's had time to cycle off now.
Oh shit, he's done.
To be fair though, if him and Manny Pacquiao sign up to a no drugs test fight, I'll watch it. If Manny could take
like Manny Pacquiao is innocent in all of this.
No, that's what I'm saying. No drugs test
For either.
Yeah, like they just hop on whatever they want. I'd watch it.
That would be a crazy fight,
Manny Pacquiao come back like he's flipping fighting the again.
bro.
I'd watch it.
Manny would win.
Can you imagine how big Manny's head would be as well? Blockhead, like, oh.
You know what I mean?
Pacquiao Ben on Roy's would be fucking insane. 12 rounds of absolute war. 1,000 punches a round.
Dragon Ball Z.
The thing is, this is not even the worst suggestion because they're doing flipping power slap leagues now on TV and stuff. This is better.
I saw that. That was fucking insane. Did you see that? I saw that one clip going on Twitter where the guy.
Yeah, that was mad.
What the fuck?
Bro, that slap thing looks crazy. Like
that was insane.
300 pound men slapping you. That doesn't matter how big you are. You can't take slaps like that, bro.
Pause.
Oh. What's next?
Name, edit it out.
This is for you to clock out. So we've got Nairo Inoue versus Stephen Fulton.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this stuff. So this is
you can clock out. You can just listen.
This one's for the purists.
This is a sick fight.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry about that. Anyway, with recently, I think it was yesterday, Inoue and Fulton agreed to a fight. Fulton's going over to Japan to defend his 122 titles against Inoue. Dapo, how'd you find that?
What the Fulton fight?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a bad boy fight. I didn't think Fulton would take this fight this quick, but as soon as the buzz went, yeah, that's a great fight. That's a great fight. I still think Inoue will come out victorious, but I think Fulton's a massive test. I don't know where I would rank him in terms of the best people Inoue has fought, but he's up there. He's up there because obviously Inoue has fought Danae. He has some good names on his wins, but yeah.
Name your chicken nuggets already, yeah.
Oh my days.
Yeah, Sans, what do you think about the fight?
Obviously, PBC doing what PBC is doing, putting on the great fights that we want to see.
Fuck off,
Oh,
Sans,
bravo,
man. It's not PBC.
bravo.
Showtime.
No, it's not Showtime.
Wait, who's the other?
Because
Is it Showtime? Oh, the top. Oh shit.
Inoue is the bigger fighter, isn't it?
Okay.
See, do you know what? Yeah, if Naeem wasn't here, I would have let you
You
go.
would have got away with that.
Yeah,
You would have got away.
You would have got
Well,
away.
you know what I'm saying, man. I fight as obviously that doing what he's doing. Listen, you guys
Let us
are,
go.
the public was saying Fulton running scared, he's trying to run away and so forth, and all the rest of it. Not realizing that Fulton's no, I'm here for all the smoke. Inoue, come, let's go. He's gonna go to his back home. Probably gonna lose. I ain't gonna lie. Inoue is not a joke. But like at the end of the day, it's a great fight, and for once, like if this actually happens, we can get behind it, and we can forget about the Errol Spence Crawfords of the world of matchups that don't take place, and this is actually one that's actually looks like it's gonna happen on time, and we can all be happy with. Lewis, I know you haven't really seen much about it, but it's actually a great fight. Like it's actually like a
you should tune into that. Like you enjoy it.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Is it?
And it's also a good time
because
because
I'm sure it's on the BBC, by the way, because they didn't even know about this. They were saying that Fulton's running away.
Who? PBC?
They were saying that Top Rank was saying not to hold your breath with Fulton.
No, but So Fulton, when he did his contract, he was meant to fight Figueroa in a rematch at 126, and then he said in his contract, "I don't want to fight Figueroa. I want to fight Inoue, and if you don't, I'm going to make you. You're going to know from me that I'm going to fuck off on the contract, basically. Like he wants to fight Inoue, so that's why the fight came about. Okay. And I think it'll either be joint or be Top Rank because obviously Inoue is the bigger fighter and it'll be in Japan. So
yeah,
but. The one thing I rate from Inoue is how many fighters do you know, like champions, that go up to a different weight class and fight the top guy straight away. No tune-up, nothing, just straight into the deep end.
Terence Crawford got that thing about that, but
even Canelo, like when he moved up to light heavyweight, did he fight Bivol? Did he fight Baturbio? No, he went straight for Kovalev, the weakest guy that he could find. So straight, and then Fulton as well, going to Japan, turning down a fight trying to become a 2-division champion, instead coming back down, defending your belts against a guy that is probably one of the best fighters in the world.
Yeah.
Is Fulton going to be like a massive underdog in this fight?
No, he's going to be underdog, but I don't think he's a massive
underdog.
Underdog, but not massive.
So it's a close fight then, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good
Fulton's
fight.
the type of guy. He when you watch him, he can technically he's sound and he can just shut you out. Like he's very good. Like he's from Philadelphia and he's got that Philly shell fighting type, like that Philly fighting style in him. And he's bigger. He's very big. I think he's bigger than Inoue. And this is Inoue's first fight at 122, so it's a big difference from what he's fought. And it's his 4th division.
Yeah, it keeps keeping up in it. You could be that one step too far.
Yeah, it's his 4th division, and he's jumping in straight away. So how many guys move up divisions and then they jump in straight away with the top guys? Like no tune-ups, no. Let me see how I am at this weight, just straight in there. So it's a big fight.
I knew he believes in himself, man.
Yeah.
That guy's a monster.
But you see the bantamweight division, the fighters that he fought there, they're not like crappy fighters. They're very top talented fighters, but he just made them look shit. That's how good he is. He made an entire division look bad, and he battered all of them because he's just technically so sound, and he's also athletically sound too. So, like,
Rugo says, "Long live the great Al Heyman delivering great fights. Meanwhile, Top Rank is headlining with a Jaguar." Wait.
The truth is really coming up where cream rises to the top, as they say. Like I'm saying, this, as our Ringside Fracas account tweeted today. Was it today or the other day?
today.
Yeah, massive PBC first half of the year. I didn't tweet that.
Something like.
Yeah.
Okay, man. Yeah, no, but it's also in Japan, so it should be a good time. Like for us to be like in the morning / after midday, like it's like around 12 o'clock. So it'll be like it's a good time for us to watch it.
Would it be like on like a random day as well, like Thursday or something?
Tuesday, no, actually. Isn't it?
Tuesday,
Yeah.
well, it depends on the day, but usually something like a Tuesday.
Mm.
Because Japan is easier for them. I think they have like their thing, well, because their
Well,
culture. is a bit
they will have days off on Tuesday or something.
different. They go on December 31st to watch fights. Like they have an annual December 31st fight. Like they all go.
So
on
this
to-
fight is going to be on December 31st.
No, May. This will be about April, May, around that time.
Oh, okay.
But like that's what I'm saying. The culture is different. They'll have like they do it on different days, innit? Like, they don't do it on Saturdays usually. But Triple G's fight when they did in Japan, that was on a Saturday, so could be different if they pander to the American audience.
Yeah.
But it's a great fight. I think it's probably in terms of high levels, probably the best fight that we're getting this year. If Usyk isn't, but right now, confirm wise, this is the best fight that we're getting. So I'm excited for it.
Interesting.
Anything else
I'll
we
be
need to add?
tuning in.
Pretty well good.
Even though the yard stuff for next week, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So this time next week, we've got the breakdown for Beterbiev Yard. So make sure you tune in for that one. That's gonna be a good one. We've also got a special guest coming on, so tune in because you're gonna see stuff on the Twitter about that. So make sure you tune in for that and click subscribe, subscribe, give us 5 stars on Apple and Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and we'll see you next week.
Take it easy.